a week ago when I dropped this motorcycle, this fairing got damaged and I started to repair, if you saw that video. But one of these fasteners got broken off. It's got 4 on it. It's got this one, this one, this one, and this one. Plus it's got the 3 across the top of the windshield. But I've got to fix this to make it fit correctly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this back on, and then I'm going to reinforce it. And I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, that's glued back on. And I don't trust it. We're going to do some major fortification of this so it'll be strong enough to withstand being mounted on this motorcycle. Now I'm the world's worst about laying in bed at night and dreaming shit up, trying to figure stuff out. I keep myself awake. And I came up with a scheme to fix this thing, and it involves needle bearings out of a universal joint. So I messaged a friend of mine. His name is Evan Yop. He's a damn interesting guy to talk to. Pretty freaking smart too. I know he messes with stuff. I said, you got to use U-joints. And I went for a walk. I apologize, Evan, that I didn't see your message. I was walking the dog, and he pulls up, him and his wife on his motorcycle, and hands me that bag of old U-joint parts. So I got exactly what I needed, and we're going to clean these up. This is Super Tech lubricant. It's generic WD-40, and WD-40 is excellent for taking grease off stuff or bubble gum or anything like that, but it's expensive. This stuff here does about as good, and it's a whole lot cheaper. See, it's hard to get this cleaned up. I need to get the grease off these things. Alright, they're cleaned up. My plan of action is heat these things up with this torch with a pair of pliers. Put them here, just lace it, just melt them down into the plastic. And I'll put a bend on some of them, because as you put a bolt in this and tighten it, it'll want to pull it. So if you have a piece that's bent, it's more resistance. Keep them bad little boogies up like that. I'm going to try to bend this one since it's going to be hot. I just tried to bend one cold, it broke before it bent. Kind of like me. Those are melted in. And I'll go back, it looks like shit, but it'll clean up. I'll go back over it with some glue, and I'll break out the secret weapon. Now the reason I'm doing this and repairing this is because this fairing, even though it's damaged, that's where I started to repair, the paint's still good on it. And it's a Harley Davidson fairing. It fits good. Now I was going to go a different route and order an aftermarket fairing, and this is it right here. They didn't have one in the raw and painted. They had vivid black, and I was just going to scuff it and paint it. I mean, the paint looks good, but it don't match. But what doesn't work about this is the side gaps here on each side. They don't match up. It doesn't match up to the inner fairing here. It's all gapped out about probably 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't meet it on either side. So that will be going back. If I had to do over, if this repair doesn't work that I'm doing on this, I'll order, you can find used Harley Davidson fairings for about $150. Maybe that might need a little bit of work, but all the tabs are intact. So I've got some more glue applied to that. This is my secret weapon. Da-da-da! JB Weld. I love JB Weld. You can do so much with it. So you got 2 parts. One of them's a hardener, those the material. And I bought these little plastic razor blades. and these are great for spreading stuff around, but I have a feeling on this application I'm going to have to use my finger. So you mix equal parts, 50-50, mix it up. I'll get this mixed up, put it on there, and I'll be back. All right, here's the first application of that stuff right there. It's gonna look like crap, but that's okay. This is not the finished product. After this dries, I'm gonna put some more on there and see how that looks. Now, if you notice, this one here has got that tab built up. We'll have to build that tab back up with that because it didn't have one. So we'll get that all built up, reinforced, and slicked down. I'll show you how we do that. Okay, we've got this massively built up. It looks like shit, but you have to build mass around it and add material. Now we're gonna sculpt it and take it down and make it look a little better than what it does. But I don't think that's ever gonna break. Probably right now gonna be stronger than the original one. But time to polish a turd. Now that's about as much meat as I'm gonna leave on that dude right there. Once again, it's substantially thicker than that one. And that's where you're gonna get your strength, other than just repairing where it broke, just adding material to it. So I think it's gonna be pretty strong. I just put the same amount of torque on this fastener where the repair was done as I did on this one. And it's gonna hold, it's gonna work out just fine. So I'm gonna slick this up some more. Probably put a little flat black paint in there and be done with this part of it. But you know, this is on the inside, it'll never be seen. And I'll never sell the bike. I'll never do that. So that's part of it. I hate it to happen. That's about all the material I'm going to take off of that. Looks pretty decent.